NHL 15 gameplay demo. John out here with you. NHL 15 is going to ship on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 next gen systems on September 9th, and it's going to be on September 9th as well for 360 and PS3. So, what's different? And what am I supposed to explain to you in this NHL 15 demo? EA has cut the sound in terms of all that, so I can't even give you the new commentary between Doc Emmerich and Eddie Olczyk. The only thing you really get to see is the new NBC Sports Network, the new relays and the graphical overlacing and the new interface in terms of all of that. In terms of everything that I like in terms of the demo, if you're looking at the new overlays of NBC Sports Network and you like what you see, then that's about the only positive I can give you. Because this game, in terms of the next gen presentation and all of that, I kind of wonder where the hell it is. I've been playing NHL in this series since '07. When '07 and when the skill stick was introduced on the 360, that was a great innovation and it set the NHL series and everything else in a fantastic direction. Sean Ramjack Sr., the NHL director and all of that, and the rest of his crew, they seem to really care about the sport, and I know that they do. Their games are pretty damn good, but with the next gen iteration, you're waiting to see where are these next gen graphics, the next gen gameplay, all of that stuff. We didn't even get a version of NHL 14 on next gen, even though FIFA came out with all of its features. Where was hockey at? You were thinking that they took all that time away just to try to figure out how to make this next game get the base and make it right. Make it great. Make it the next gen hockey game that everybody's been waiting for. And it's not there. And if you think I'm being too critical, you might as well try to play NHL 14 in terms of all of that. Play that for about a couple days and then come back to me when you're playing this demo. Because you're really not going to notice anything different. The one touch deke and being able to get around the computer and doing all of that stuff, I didn't do that as much in this demo, but trust me when I tell you that all of that stuff is still there. So if you we're happy with NHL 14 and you want more of that and you don't want the online features, then NHL 15 is the game for you. And quite honestly, it's disappointing because EA Sports Hockey League is one of the more popular features in this NHL franchise. I know it's not for everybody, but for all the online players that didn't want to play the disorganized OTP and wanted to have fun with their friends in club, well, I gotta tell you that it's not in this game, and it will never be in this game. NHL 15 does not have EA Sports Hockey League, and the online team play option will not even be patched in until January, until around the All-Star break, maybe even post All-Star break. EA Sports Hockey League is not present. OTP won't be patched in until January, around the All-Star break, like I just said. So you're going to get this game on September 9th. If you get it, you're a hardcore hockey fan. You're a hardcore hockey fan from Canada, or you just like playing all of these single-player features, the Be a GM and all of that stuff, because that's all you're going to look forward to. There's no online play this year. It's really quite sad, because looking at the game and playing it, all of this stuff doesn't feel different at all. The gameplay is the same, the face-off engine is the same, the fighting that you saw maybe about a minute ago, that was just the same. There were no spicy overlays on that or any added enthusiasm or any of that stuff. It's quite a shame. And now Sean Ramjack Singh and his team brought in Doc Emmerich and Eddie Olczyk to try to spice up the commentary because that's what the fans wanted. In terms of all of that, I liked Gary Thorne and Bill Clement, so I can't complain, but bringing in Doc Emmerich and Eddie Olczyk, it's always nice to hear Doc. He's breaking to the net. He scores. What a move by Rick Nash. Something like that. And there's no commentary in terms of all of that in the excitement. Because when you score, Doc Emmerich just says, he scores. Or, that was a great move. And all the stuff that they do when they record this commentary is just behind that green screen. And they try to just rehearse their lines and get, drink a coffee, eat a donut, and try to get this stuff done in a couple of days, and that's that. In terms of where NBA 2K sets itself a lot differently in terms of the commentary and all of that, because with Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, all those guys in there, they do a good job because all of their commentary is off the cuff. and it's pretty much live in terms of all that, and you're getting the passion, the feeling, the intensity. All that stuff is there naturally. It's not forced. So maybe in terms of the way EA Sports does everything behind the green screen to try to do that to get these overlays, I know it's only the first year with Doc Emmerich and Eddie Olczyk, but bringing in that new commentary, having Doc be able to scream at you and bring the excitement that you would watch on NBC Sports Network when you watch the games and you hear it, Doc Emmerich's fantastic on some of his calls, and the excitement and the passion is just not there. In terms of some of the things that are different, there are kids in the stands in terms of that, and there are some funny signs that you won't see in this gameplay demo either in terms of other ladies out there asking the hockey players to marry them or stuff like that, which is quite funny. The one thing that I do like in terms of all of that is the fact that I'm a very positional hockey player. I'll use hits when the time is right, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try to cream somebody unless it's the computer and you know you can easily do it. That's one thing. But when you're playing against human opponents, which you're not going to be able to do unless you're just playing versus because you don't get OTP or EA Sports Hockey League, that you would normally try to keep your stick on the ice and play positional, try to cut off those passing lanes, use the poke check to break up the play and get it going the other way. And that's one good thing that you can do in NHL 15 because it seems like the terms of bringing back the poke check, all that playing positional defense and playing the right way and doing it in the right situation, that seems to all work. And NHL 14, when you try to go ahead and play the poke check with the terms of the one-touch deke, the one-touch deke is still there, but that allowed other players to try to skate like Pavel Datsyuk from time to time, which they shouldn't be able to do. But the advent of the one-touch deke made it easier for them. And that's fine, but at least make it easier to go ahead and try to use the poke check and play positional. In that game, if you try to do that, you could easily get 2 penalties a game trying to do it. You'd at least almost get 1 guaranteed, even if you're in the right position. But it seems like that's been toned down a little bit in NHL 15 and more positional defense is organized. And it's really what they want to have happen, and that's a good thing. But in terms of everything else, it's the same game that you played from 14, but it's stripped of all of its online features, and that's really just quite disappointing. So I'm just interested. This is John Ott from Sports Day in the D. You can get at me, facebook.com/TBUGunslinger, at Twitter at John Ryan Ott, shoutengine.com/sportsdayinthed, or at yourlisten.com/TBUGunslinger. Let me know what you think. Are you still going to buy the game? Because I imagine if you're a hardcore hockey fan, you probably will do that. But in terms of everything else, besides the overlays, this is the same game that you played pretty much. I got the final goal at the end, and I was waiting for Doc Emmerich right there. He scores! Right off the face-off, gets the slap shot, wins the game! The Kings take it! It's 1-0, and they're going to win in crunch time! Nothing like that. And then I was waiting for Eddie Olczyk, like, after this play to try to give me some color commentary in terms about what happened, some excitement. The Kings just stole the game from the Rangers. It's been pretty even, and I didn't even hear Eddie Olczyk one time in this demo. Just before the game started, when they was talking with Doc Emmerich that you saw, but during the gameplay, not once. And I heard Ray Ferraro once, when the puck was cut away or there was an icing, he said something about a play, and that was it. So there was no Eddie Olczyk. It was just Doc Emmerich and the boring version of his commentary. It doesn't even sound like him at all, and it's an injustice in terms of that commentary. I know Sean Ramsey Singh and all those guys wanted to change it, but even 2 weeks before when they posted some gameplay videos, everybody was bitching about it once again. So kind of makes you wonder if they need to change their ways. And why does it say end of regulation? I just won the game. We're not going into overtime. Say final. And even when I get this shootout clip right now, and you're going to see this goal here in a minute as it's going to transition, it says end of regulation, or it says intermission or something like that. Say final. The game is over. What the hell is going on with that stuff? Is that really going to be in the game, or are they going to even fix that? Because that seems like a glaring omission itself. This is John Ott, Sports Day in the D. This is the NHL 15 gameplay demo. Giving you the footage. Let me know what you think about it. It says Next Generation Hockey starts in September, but it's without all of its online features. I want to know if you're still going to end up buying this game. Peace out, guys.